Now let's see the constants in Go language. Constants are very similar to variables in Go language. The only difference is once the constant is created, you cannot change its value. So let's see how to create a constant. As you remember in the variables, we used to create a variables using the var keyword. Here constants we will create using the const keyword. Constant of I integer equals to 12. So this is the constant that we created. So unlike variables, it doesn't matter that if you created the variables that you have to use it. If you created a variable and you are not using in your program, then Go compiler will complain about it and it will throw an exception, throw an error of it. But if you are using a constant, then the compiler won't throw an error. So suppose I just created a constant over here, and if I run the program, then nothing will happen because we haven't done anything on it. So you can say the constants are a special type of variables where you can assign a value and it should not change later in the program. So all the values in a constant type can be declared, can be assigned at the compile time only. So once we declare a constant, it will behave similarly as the variable itself. So let's go ahead and print this. Now if you have been familiar with the other programming languages, there you will be creating constants with a particular name format. So suppose we are creating particular name for username, then in some of the programming languages you will be creating user underscore name this way as a constant value, and then you will be assigning a value to it. But in the Golang, the name of the variables, name of the constant is similar to the variable. So suppose if you are creating a variable with the Pascal casing, so that means if you are creating a variable using the uppercase letter, first uppercase letter, then it will behave as a global variable. So those variables will be exported to the other packages as well. But if you are creating with the lowercase value, camel case notations, then those particular constants will be available within the package only. So you have to take care of that in the constant as well. Once you have created the constant, and if you again assign the value to it, okay, suppose I'm assigning the value 24, then if you run the application again, it will throw an error like cannot assign to I. So once the constant is created, the value whatever you have assigned at the time, that's it. You cannot change it later. Different constant types available, like we created int over here, we can create for float, string, anything. Okay, if I create constant g of floor of 32 over here, I can give the value. I can create for string as well, and for boolean type also I can create the constants. So this way we can create the constants in Go language and you can use in your application itself. Now you can also create the constants at the global level. So suppose if you want to create a constants, then you can create a constant over here as well outside the scope of the main method. So that particular constants will be available within your package itself. Constant user string equals to admin. So I just created the constant user that will be available within the package. So it is available outside the main function. Okay. Now if I change the naming convention, if I change it to capital U, then this will be available across your packages. So whenever you are creating a constant or any methods, and at the time if you are using it for the external modules for the different packages also, then it's always better to add the comments for it. So the other developers who are using this, they will know for which particular this constant is created, for which particular this variable is created, or this method or functions are created. So let's add this comment over here. This is a user constant. Okay, so it will stop complaining about it. Now you can mix match these constants while using with the variable also. So suppose if I'm using a variable over here, variable a equals to 13. Okay, let me give the integer over here, variable a int of 13, and if I do this integer I plus a, then we can use accordingly. We are able to use constants and variables accordingly. So if there are multiple constants available, I have already created one user constant. So suppose I'm creating one more constant, that is product constant, and that I have created this way. So what I can do over here is, rather doing this way, I can group those constants over here this way, and I can add this particular thing inside this block over here, and I can remove this thing. So this way also I can define the constants and I can group the constants available. So this is a more cleaner way to understand that this is a constant block and all the different constants available. You can create the different blocks according to the different constant types available for your Go application, and you can use all these constants within your functions or within your methods available. There is one more special type of constants available, that is enumerated constants. So let's go ahead and create one enumerated constant. Let me just remove this information over here. Let me just remove this also. So that constant available is constant of, suppose I'm doing the increment value, and then I can give that as a iota. So this way I can use the iota available. So iota is a predefined identifier that will be helpful to increment the values. So if I have just created the iota over here and if I'm printing over here, you will get the 0 over here. So subsequently, whatever the different variables that you declare, value will be increased. So suppose if I create a constant over here, let me create a constant I equals to iota. Then what I'll give ij equals to iota, k equals to iota. So what I did, I created a 3 variables, 3 constant I, j, k, and I have assigned this value iota to it. So let me just print these values over here. Okay, and I'll show you what it will happen. I, j, and k, and let's run the application again. So you can see that we got the value 0, 1, 2. So the value is increased within the constant block. So the first value it assigned is 0. The second value it assigned is 1, 2 accordingly. So these values will be increased within the block of a constant. Okay. And you can use these values for your program. So you can see that there is a very repeated code over here. We have defined ijk value to iota. Go compiler is smart enough to understand that once you create a variable that is I equals to iota, and after that whatever variables you are declaring, and if you are not specifying the iota over here, then it will understand that all the other values has to be incremented based on the iota. So if I write this way also, then also my Go compiler will understand that I equal to iota, then j and k means j equals to iota and k equals to iota only. So if I run this again, I will be getting the same result. Okay, so this is much more readable, like we are using the incremental value and we are using it. Suppose if I am creating another constant over here, okay, and here I am defining a equals to iota, then b, c, and d, and if I print over here a, b, c, let me just print this value only, and if I run it again over here, you can see that we are getting 0, 1, 2 for this ijk, and then with the other constant block the value of a is been reassigned to 0. So this iota will work within the constant block itself. Now suppose if you want to start your increment value from the other number, so suppose if you want to start from 1, then what you can use is, so just increment the value over here. So now your I will be assigned to 1, and from that 1 the other values will be incremented. So let me just clear the screen and let's run it again. You can see that the value are assigned is 1, 2, 3. So it started with the 1 value over here. Now suppose there is a requirement to skip any of the values, okay, then what you can use is you can skip the values using the right variable, that is the underscore variable. Now if I run this again, my I will be assigned a 1 value, 2 will be assigned to underscore, and that will be ignored, and we will get the 3 value for j and 4 value for k. Okay, so if you want to skip this way, you can skip the values using the underscore as well. If you want to skip twice, you can skip this way also. So you will be seeing a very high use of underscore within the Go language. So there are many purposes of using this underscore in Go language. So we'll be seeing all those details later in the other videos as well, that how we'll be using the underscore. So this is how you can use the enumerated constant variables also within the Go language. So there are many usages of this particular enumerated constant. You will be seeing all those in future, or you can go through the documentation also. You will get many places where this type of constant is being used. So what we saw over here in constant is, constants are similar to variables, but once the value is assigned, you cannot change the value of a constant. You can name the constant similar to variables like camel casing and Pascal casing based on the requirement. If Pascal casing, it will be available to the other packages also, and if camel casing, it will be available within the package. You can declare constants at the global level as well. If you have multiple constants available, you can group those constants within the constant block as well, and you can create multiple constant blocks based on the requirement, and you can group the similar kind of constants within those constant blocks. You can also use constants with the other variables as well, and you can do the operations on it. You can also create the enumerated constants using the iota spatial identifier, where it will increment the values within the constant block. So this is all about constants in Golang.